What is going on, beautiful people? Welcome on in, guys, to the 2026 New York Giants schedule preview and predictions. Reeks Tamburo, Seth Douglas. Hope you're doing well. Sports4media.com got that article up for you, written by our guy Lou Gamelin. All that said, my man, interesting 4-13 season last year for those boys in blue, but there is high hopes going on right now over there. They bring in Harbaugh, Jackson Darts, obviously the guy now. People saw some good stuff from him last year, and they make some really big offseason moves. Any of those offseason moves standing out to you off the rip?
Off the rip, I mean, obviously losing Dexter Lawrence to the Bengals or trading him away to the Bengals is a big loss. But I think they went very veteran because you brought in Isaiah Likely, Juju Smith-Schuster, OBJ, even though that's a sidebar that I'll leave for another time. But, you're building a veteran group around this young core that you have in New York. And I think that usually that causes a good mixture of team success, in my opinion. So I think they're on the right track.
How'd you feel about the draft for the Giants?
Honestly, I think the draft was really good. I think we're going to see them actually rely on the draft picks a lot more this season to invoke a lot more energy and get this team to where they want to be, probably by mid-November going in December. Trying to make a deep push, get ready for the playoffs.
Interesting. Okay. I'm not going to disagree with you. I think it was a good draft. I don't have them as a top 5 draft board, but I don't even think they're bottom 10. So I'll give it to you. I think it was a good draft overall. And I do think Harbaugh coming in there is big, but there's some key pieces missing here. And one thing I can't get over, and I'm going to get a lot of hate for this probably, but because I like the guy a lot. Cam Skattebo is, Arizona State all day. And that's right where I'm from, man. I got a lot of ties to Arizona State. I love the place, and I really like Cam. But you got a dude whose leg snapped in half as your RB1. I don't love the sound of that. And then when you tie it back in, his backup is Tyrone Tracy Jr., who, no disrespect, is a good 2, I guess, but not even one of the strongest 2s in the league. And if he becomes your 1 because Cam ain't ready or Cam has a re-injury or something, I'm not feeling good about that. And then you got, love him to death, old man Devin Singletary still back there kicking. So, I don't know. And then at that point, so Jackson Dart takes over and says, I'm just going to run the ball again and again and again and again. Well, we all know what happens when these young quarterbacks, start running. You saw that clip of him and John Gruden. Yeah, Jackson, what Gruden told you to do here? He said, go out of bounds. What'd you do? I ran his ass over. That's who he is, bro. And I like them. They got grit on this team. They are one injury from being cooked. They got no good backup quarterback. They got no good backup running back. They really don't have good backup wide receivers. They'll be okay across the board, but their D line can't get hurt at all. I mean, they're just so thin to start the year. I'm struggling to see these guys going deep into the playoffs, but we'll talk about it here. 4-13 last year once again. You guys go ahead and take a look at that one there. I know some people are thinking that this could go a couple different ways here. But before we jump into week number 1, we do want our guy Lou to give his quick thoughts on the offseason from the Giants. Seth thinking it was really good. I'm thinking it was okay. Lou, how you feeling here, man, about the Giants offseason here in 2025-26?
Well, first of all, I want to apologize. Boy, you got to love the world of internet sometimes, huh? It seems like right when I got in, I got bumped out. But the offseason, well, I got to tell you, I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of up and down on it. I don't know if they really did anything crazy. I think they've got some pieces in place to have a better team than they had last year. But I'm still 50-50 on it. I really don't know if it's nothing that really jumped out to me at all.
We were talking about the draft and where we rank them in their draft. Seth said it was pretty good. I'm going to assume that's top 10. I said I don't think it's bottom 10. I don't really think it's top 5. Is that a fair placement for the Giants?
Yeah, I'd say it's probably towards the middle of the pack. I mean, again, it's just nothing, nothing that's going to make me jump up and down, do jumping jacks on it, man. But, they filled some needs, and that's what you got to do. I think they've got a good quarterback to work around if he knows his limits. And, if they could stay healthy, especially at the wide receiver position, I think, they're definitely going to improve.
Yeah.
Can I have one?
Here we go. Yeah.
Can I have one quick thing before we jump into the schedule? I just want to say just how Lou was just mentioning about filling in the needs. This is where coaching comes into play. And I think this coaching staff is going to definitely help this team out a lot. A lot of veterans, a lot of good coaches. You got Matt Nagy coming from Kansas City, going to coach Jackson Dart. Definitely going to be in the pocket a lot more. And then you got Denard Williams, part of the Harbaugh tree, and you know how he loves his defense and making sure that everybody's on the same page. So, they're going to have a gritty defense. So I just think the shape and the structure of this team is in the right direction. We're heading in the right direction.
And if I can add real quick, I think the pick that I really like that the Giants made is is Colton Hood out of Tennessee, the cornerback. I think he's gonna step right up and he's gonna help them immediately. And the Arvell Reese, I think is a very interesting pick too at Ohio State, but I really like that Colton Hood pick out of Tennessee. I think he's gonna make a difference for the Giants.
Oh, I hate to be the guy to bring it up because we got to get into the schedule, but the Arvell Reese thing had so much controversy around it. So many people saying that was the wrong pick in that moment. Our guy Edward Boylan, Cheddar, as you guys know him, also a diehard Giants fan, and he called me when this happened, and he was like thrilled about the pick. He was like, "How'd they let him fall to us? Ha 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 ha! Like we got it." And I was kind of like, I mean, it's a good pick, but I'm not saying it was a steal off the board. So I want to ask both of you, Seth, was it a steal off the board? Yes or no? And was it a bad pick? Yes or no?
I don't think it was a bad pick. Again, what Lou just said, it was definitely a need. But I think he's part of a bigger picture that we're not going to see fully this year, but probably 2-3 years down the line when they start filling out the rest of the roster.
And one of the big things that was looming over him, wasn't it that he was going to be a problem?
Yeah.
A lot of people thought problem. He's been in some trouble, or he said some things or done some things that kind of people were like, that's a liability pick, if you would.
I think it was more, well, granted, I don't know what happened off the field. I think it was more towards just his, what do I want to say? Just the amount of time, the amount of playing experience he's got. Because yes, he's like a linebacker, or they consider him a linebacker, but he's really an edge and just a rusher. So it just depends on like how they were really truly going to use him. So I think that was more the discrepancy on that. But if he had some off the field stuff, then I'm not too sure.
Yeah, Lou, what you got?
Well, I'm just thinking what I like about it too for his, he was the 5th pick of the draft, but the spotlight really isn't going to be all on him to produce right away. I think there's so many other question marks in New York, especially with the skilled positions on offense. And I think that's going to help him ease in. He's not going to have to live up to this big billing that he's going to have to produce 15, 16 sacks in his rookie year, right? He's going to be a disruptor. There's no doubt about it. And he's not someone that is going to be an absolute must perform for them to win all these games. It's going to be a total effort. And again, he's on a team with, in my opinion, expectation help him as well.
All right, guys, look, there's a lot of question marks around this football team. We got to get into these picks because, Lou, I read your article, and Seth, I talked to you before the show. And gentlemen, I must say, I think you guys are a little positive about this Giants team here. I might have to bring you guys back down to earth a little bit. So let's go ahead and have some fun here and talk these games. Week number 1, a big one here. Of course, the Dallas Cowboys are a team we have to watch in freaking prime time. Week 1 against the Giants, how'd this happen? But Cowboys versus the Giants. Giants getting the home field here, 8:20 p.m. September 13th. Seth, coming to your first, man. Is this where the Jackson Dart era really begins here in 2026?
I would say, of course, it always starts with the first game to set the tone, but I'm really going to be looking at the defense on both sides for this game. You got a lot of new pieces for both teams, and I think it's going to be whoever comes down, or whoever's team can come down with the last stop. But I think I'm going to go with the Giants on this one. I think they can pull this one out, but I think it's going to be real close.
Lou.
I think the Giants playing the Cowboys in the opening game is definitely a benefit to them because, as I pointed out, this right here is a good schedule, a good start of the year for a schedule, I should say. 3 of the first 4 games at home. This is a very winnable game, and I love the point. I think this is going to come down to a last possession. It always seems like it is when these two teams play.
Mm-hmm.
Give me the Giants at home with the home field advantage. And Dallas, sometimes they're not ready for prime time early. They always seem to dig themselves a little bit of a hole. I like the Giants.
Yeah, see, I love giving the Cowboys shit. It's one of the few things I'm known for on this show is saying that Dak Prescott is the biggest waste of $60 million a year I've ever seen in my entire life. Also for the fact that he will never win a ring for his entire career, which has just been that much more exciting to watch. But all that said, Lou, you nailed it on the head. They don't really come in ready to go. And now the only fear I would say with the Cowboys is if they come in ready to go, they should, I don't want to say walk them like dogs, but they can. I think it could get really ugly really early in this game if the Cowboys do come in ready to go, hit a couple over the top, kind of get moving a little bit, and all of a sudden it just feels like you got the Giants playing all offensive ball. I could see it going wrong for them in this game, but I'm kind of there with you guys. I think the Giants come in a little bit, or the Cowboys come in a little bit sleepy here. This is more the Cowboy hater in me than the Giants believer, but give me the Giants in week 1 to find somehow a way to get this one done. But moving on through, gentlemen, week number 2 at the Rams, also in prime time. Oh, my Lord, what a start here to the season. I know we got a lot of Rams believers, not only across the world, but on the Sports Forum team. So, Lou, coming to you first. Do they walk in and beat the Rams in week 2 and make a real statement?
No. I'll be succinct on this one. No, I don't think so. I'm a Rams believer. I think they're going to be right there at the end of the year, and I think it starts here with a win over the Giants. This is going to be a tough one for the Giants to be expected to walk in there, with getting Myles Garrett and who knows who else. Aaron Donald may show up out of retirement. Mm-hmm. Who else knows what they're going to dig up, right? But I just think this is a team, the Rams. I think this is their window this year. I really believe that as long as Matthew Stafford stays healthy. And I think it starts out with a win over the G-Men, and they'll be 1-1 after 2 games.
Lou, quick question on the Aaron Donald thing. If I gave you $1 million and said you got the same odds on both sides of it, would you bet that he comes back or you don't?
Does it have to be at the beginning of the year, or can it be like week 7?
Well, first off, he comes back week 7 and waits to see if they're going to go on a run. That's going to piss me off. So I'm going to say just for fun, I'll say by week 4, but I mean, ideally to start the year. Like, I don't care if he comes back the week of, the end of training camp. I don't care if he comes back in the, with 1 preseason game to go, whatever. But yeah, does he come back? Was he on the team by the end of week 1?
By the end of week 1, I say no, but I think it'll happen further on down the year. It wouldn't shock me if it's after week 4 or week 5. I just think he's going to see that they've got a legitimate shot. He's got something left in the tank. He didn't retire a walking wounded, if you will. He retired on top, and I think that says a lot. So it wouldn't surprise me if he shows up at the end of training camp, but I think if he shows up, it'll be more than likely around the 1st of October.
Seth.
Well, I am also a Rams believer this year, Lou, so I will definitely come with you on the bandwagon, and I think the Rams get it done and beat the Giants.
Oh, okay. Well, it's going to be real funny when Matt Stafford and this super team still can't do it. It took a real legitimate super team the first time, right? And everybody acted like, shout out Matt Stafford, look how great he is. And I was just like, he couldn't lose with that team. Like, look at him. Like any quarterback of any Lamar on that team, Joe Burrow on that team, Rodgers on that team, bro, they were winning it all. Okay. I don't care who you are. All that said here. The Giants aren't going to walk in here and win this game, but pump the brakes, folks, on the Rams. I do think Aaron comes back because it does. I actually hope he doesn't, but it does kind of line up. It does kind of make sense that he would come back. They go for one more run. Like Lou said, he didn't leave hurt. He didn't leave like, Big Ben where he couldn't walk from here to his car anymore. He was just like, you know what? It's been fun. I don't really know what else I'm playing for. We're only going downhill. Appreciate y'all. But sometimes that's the best way to go. And I don't know if he should come back. Because what happens if he comes back in 2 weeks in, bro, he rips his knee out? It just feels like
he played the game that he loved. That's what you can say. He played the game.
It's fair. And I feel you. I feel you.
I've never been in that position. I mean, when you're good like that, and that's what's been your whole life. I mean, you get that competitive juice flowing. It's like for me wanting to go out on the golf course. I wish I could still hit it 250 yards consistently down the middle. At my age, I can't do that anymore, but I still want to try. So, if he wants to win another ring, that's why I see, like we said, he's got something left in the tank, and I wouldn't be shocked if he's there.
All right, guys. Hey, let us know what y'all think in the comments. Do you guys think Aaron comes back? Do you want Aaron to come back? Or is it just the Rams trying to build another super team and you're tired of looking at super teams across all these different leagues here? But ask the Celtics what building super teams looks like. Looks like L's to me in the second round. But anyway, we're moving on through here to the Titans and the Giants. Now, look, I think on paper we all see it blank versus the Giants or the Titans, and we kind of just say that's a win. But I don't think you can do that here in this game. September 27th, 1:00 p.m. in New York. The Titans come in here. Now, I am one of the furthest things from a Cam Ward believer. I have been hating on him since Seth and I were talking about him in college ball. I don't see it. Bro made one play where he spun around and threw a ball to the end zone, and y'all hyped him up like he was some gem quarterback. He's not. Newsflash. Bryce Young's better. But anyway, I digress. Look, I don't think it's a scary game for the Giants. However, I think if you're one of these Titans believers, look at the draft they had, look at the moves they made. It's Cam Ward's second year. They tried to shore up the line a little bit. This could be a game if the Giants show up to the party here. So, Seth, what do you got? Do you believe in your boy Cam Ward to walk in here on the road and unfortunately stick one to the Giants?
I believe that he'll give them a game, but I think, like you said, the Titans are still trying to figure it out. Like you said, I like the moves that they made. They made key moves for Cam Ward when it comes to offensive weapons, offensive line. But I think the Giants are still at a higher point in their elevation and their team build right now. So give me the Giants on this one.
Lou.
I couldn't agree more, Seth. I think the Giants are just a step above the Titans. And I know the history of the Giants. They like to throw a stinker or a clunker in there from time to time, but I just don't see it against this Tennessee team. I think that they see, again, from a mental standpoint, they've got John Harbaugh there that's going to instill this a little bit. This is the part of the schedule that they've really got to take advantage of.
Yeah.
And I know how much you like Arizona, Riggs, but I just think this is a game that they know that they've got to have. And I think they're not going to overlook Tennessee or Arizona. So give me a win over Tennessee.
All right. Well, I'm right there with you. W's in the chat for them boys over there in New York against the Titans. But quick thing here from YouTube, Dunder to Wonder. Slight chance to the Titans only because of Robert Saleh. Guys turns defenses around like crazy. Giants should win, though. Facts. I don't think we're going to disagree with anything in there. Robert Saleh, fantastic coach. Deep down as a Steelers fan, I was kind of like, yo,
please.
I don't hate it. I don't hate it. Let's go get him. But yeah, shout out to these guys for grabbing him off the board. But going to be a good game, guys. Overall, we got the Giants taking the dub here. Then the Arizona Cardinals are up to bat. Lou mentioned it. I'm an Arizona guy. I talked earlier about the Cam Scatterboo thing and Arizona State and all that stuff. The Arizona Cardinals, though, oh my God. You want to learn how to not run a football team? There you go. Arizona Cardinals. One of the worst managements there is. A quarterback, I don't really understand it. They did go with Carson Beck there in the draft, but I don't think any of us expect Carson Beck by week 4 to be a threatening quarterback by any mean. They don't really have the pieces. They're still riding the backs of James Conner. They do bring in Jeremiah Love, but once again, by week 4, look how long it took, guys like Travion Henderson, who were fantastic coming out. It takes a minute to really, be confident out there. So I think flip the script here. This game is in the last 4 weeks. I think Arizona beat them, but give me the Giants to find a way here. I just think the Cardinals are still too fresh. The coaching thing's a shit show. Anyway, you let me down, Cardinals. So Seth, what do you got?
Give me the Giants for sure, but I don't even think Carson Beck's I don't think we'll see Carson Beck until like week 12 or 11. Okay. I don't, because they still have I'm blanking on his name right now. Yeah, Jacoby Brissett. So I think they're just going to ride Jacoby until the wheels fall off. And
I do too. I'm glad you said that, by the way, because I agree with that. And I think that's what they should do. Jacoby actually almost made their offense have life in moments last year. They were actually dropping, 31, 35, and now they were giving up 42, but they were still, Trey McBride was scoring 3 touchdowns a game and they were losing. But hey, they were at least moving the football down the field. I agree with you. Run it into the ground with Jacoby Brissett, and when you just realize it's just time, or you start 1-7, okay, put in Beck, let him get it out, and come in 2027, 28 with a ready to go quarterback there. So Giants. Lou, is this a clean sweep here for New York?
Absolutely. Again, your points are well taken on the Cardinals. Maybe towards the end of the year if these two teams played in December. But again, just like we said with Tennessee, this is a Giants team. It's hard to believe we're saying this about 2 straight teams, that they are a better organization and got a better coaching staff. Give it to the G-men. They're going to be 3-1 walking into the next quarter of their schedule, and that's kind of scary.
Mm-hmm.
It is, guys. One more time, if you're just joining. Cowboys, Rams, Titans, Cardinals. So 2 big ones out the gate, and then 2, I don't want to call it cakewalks, but cakewalks to follow there. So at worst, I think we're looking 2-2, but all of us pretty much have said they have a chance here to take down the Cowboys in week 1 and kind of catch them early. So I know our guy Thunder ain't going to like that, but it is what it is. That's who, Dak Prescott is. But anyway, we're moving on through here, guys. Week number 5, Commanders, Giants. This one going down in Washington. It was a rough year for Washington last year. Jaden Daniels was all beat up and things were just bad. Injuries were bad. It felt like by week 6, it felt like they were just done. I don't know what happened there. But a lot more expected here. If you look at the early fantasy football boards, Jaden's right back up there as one of the top 5-ish fantasy quarterbacks out there. So big expectations here. Seth, I know you're also writing right now about the Commanders. So any insight here, man? Do you think Jackson Dart walks in there and catches them while it's still early in the year?
Honestly, I think, I'm going to just say this now. I think they're going to split. Give me the Commanders to win this game, just off the fact that this is going to be a very hungry team and want to get that bad taste out their mouth from last year. Dan Quinn coming in kind of on the hot seat just a little bit. So, he's feeling the pressure, and he has to make sure that he doesn't let Jaden Daniels wither away and, not strike while the iron is hot on this one. So give me the Commanders.
Seth, I'm right there with you. Seth, because I think this is going to be game 5 or week 5. If Jaden Daniels has any rust, it's going to be gone by now. Mm-hmm. And you mentioned he's a top 5 fantasy quarterback. They're going to need him to be a top 5 fantasy quarterback. Yeah. He's going to have to revert to the Jaden Daniels that took my Lions out to the woodshed. a couple of years ago in the playoffs, which I still have nightmares about. But I think the Giants walking into Washington, that's going to be a loss. I think this is a game, you mentioned it. I agree with the assessment of Dan Quinn. I think he is on the hot seat. The NFL's not for long, and if he doesn't do anything this year, I think the axe could be wielded. But give me the the Commanders in this one to make it 3-2 on the year for the Giants in my book.
Yeah, Lou, you were calling them the Redskins longer than you've been calling them the Commanders, so I can't blame you at all.
Thank you. Sorry about that.
For letting that one out. No, I feel like I'm still in conversations today, and we're always like, yeah, dude, like, are you taking the Commanders today? Like, everybody be doing that. So it just is what it is. But all that said here, I'm gonna go Commanders here, but it's a very winnable game for the Giants. And if their defense is looking a little bit better early than I think, if Harbaugh gets them right, I think they can walk in here and win. It's just that if this does turn into an offensive shootout, I feel that I lean towards the Commanders, but I don't know. I understand why you guys keep hyping up the Giants and how Seth was talking about the offense and the pieces that they added in the offseason earlier. Like, they can be this deep ball, big shot team. Like, they really can be, which is what they brought in Russell Wilson to attempt to do a few years ago. But they actually could be that now because they have the threat of the run. So I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to go Commanders here, but I think I'm with Seth. I think I'm going to end up being split here, but hey, we'll see down the road. Moving through, Saints at the Giants. Oh my God, I can't stand the damn Saints. But I see Seth doing that, and I understand the Saints made a little bit of noise last year, showed a little bit of something. No one believed in the young quarterback that they choose to bring in. No one believed that they still had it through the air, that they could really, hurt anybody, but their defense stood pretty tall. The quarterbacks were showing improvement. All that said, Seth, I see you tapping your hands there. I understand this could be a game, but I think you're reaching if you think this is like a sneaky spot for the Saints. The Saints are going to win a few, and I guess this could be one. But if the Giants lose this one, I don't want to hear you two talking about them being an 8-9 win, Seth talking playoffs. Get out of here, bro. You can't beat the Saints at home. You don't deserve it. So what you got, Seth?
You know what? Shout out to my dad. He's a big Saints fan. I'm going to do this for him. I really like what the Saints did over the offseason, and I'm riding. I'm rolling. So give me the Saints on this one.
Give me a score prediction, Seth.
I think it's close, but I think give me like 28 to 17, somewhere around there. I think the defense is going to be a factor, but I think
talking double-digit win, 28 points for the Saints on the road. I don't know which team you're watching, my guy. But
hey, they got Travis Etienne. They still got Alvin Kamara. They picked up Jordan Tyson from Arizona State.
Well, Alvin Kamara's like 40 now. All right. I don't want to hear all that.
You said Kamara? You said Kamara's 40?
Yeah, right. No, he's not actually 40, but I'm just
saying. I know, but I'm just saying. But that's why they brought Travis Etienne in. They going that duo might be scary.
I do like Etienne.
You see people out there. I'm telling you right now. Just look out for that.
Yeah. Look, once again, so I said earlier, I would be fading the Cowboys in that game, even though I think, they could definitely win that game week 1. But that's also how I feel here when I'm taking the Giants, is like, I'm going to take them because they're supposed to win and they're at home. But I'm with you, Seth. Look, if this game rolls around and we're getting, God forbid, we're getting like 4.5, 6.5 points. Okay. I'll probably take the points here. I don't know about 28-17 Saints. I think you're reaching a little bit. But I'm going to go something like, I think 24-23 Giants. I think that's about a fair score here. So, Lou, we need your winner. And at this point, we need your score prediction.
Seth, this is the first one I think I'm disagreeing with you on. I do like the direction the Saints are in. The sophomore slump let's see how that works with Tyler Shutt.
Yeah.
Teams are going to figure him out a little bit. He's not going to surprise anybody like he did towards the end of the year last year. Not to take anything away from him. He played very well. He's very talented. I love the pick.
Mm-hmm.
But I just think I got to go with the Giants on this one. In my second quadrant, this is the only win that I have them getting. It's a home win, and I think it's going to be along the lines of 24-17.
Okay.
The Giants with the win.
24-17. I got 24-23. Seth going Saints to win 28-17. Seth,
Boom.
you better bet that exact score when this rolls around, dog. Because if you hit that, boy, I don't know if I'm ever going to see you again. You're just going to catch a flight to Vegas and never come back. So, hey, we'll see what happens, guys. But a big one there going down. What's that? Week 6. So we're moving on through here down the schedule to a tough one here. Like Lou said, it's going to get tough here in the middle. You got the Giants at the Texans, regular old day game inside anyway. Doesn't really matter. October 25th. A lot of people got the Texans as a deep team. A lot of people early betting them as a Super Bowl futures ticket. Everyone believes in the defense. Everyone believes in DeMeco Ryans. I don't know why the hell y'all believe in CJ Stroud at this point. CJ Stroud looks like a knockoff Seth. Yeah, you heard that in right order. See, that's who CJ is, bro. He is a good dude, but he is not a good quarterback. So I'm getting real tired of this whole thing. But anyway, Seth, coming to you first, man. You got to win these big ones. You can assume lower scoring games with the Texans. Is this one that they can find a way to steal one of those, first to 20 kind of games here?
I think it's too hard. I think the Texans have done what they needed to do over the offseason. And I think we're going to see a CJ Stroud. And again, this kills me to say because I am a Michigan fan through and through. But I think we're going to see CJ actually progress and get back to what we've seen in his rookie year, being rookie of the year status. So, yeah, I think – and also, he cut the hair too. He doesn't got the dreads no more. He's got a business cut. He means business. So give me that.
Because he get ready to sell that insurance, homie. That's what's going on. He's cleaning up his act a little bit. So, hey. All right, fair enough. Lou, what's going down here?
Well, I'll tell you why they're going to win, because Houston's going to ride on the back and the shoulders of David Montgomery in this one. I'm still blue that he's no longer wearing the Honolulu blue, but I get it. I just think their defense is going to be a little too much for the Giants offense. I think their defense is going to take over. It's going to be a low scoring game, but give me the Texans indoors in October over the G-men.
Oh, God, man. As a Steelers fan, watching them come here in the playoffs was just sick. It was just sickening. The whole thing sucked. I feel like we knew we were walking into, but it was just so much worse than I thought it was going to be. But it's a testament to how good but Riggs, they put up 30 on you, and you're talking about CJ. Hey, look, you want to go bet CJ Stroud over on his props for the year? More power to you. You're going to lose your money. I don't see it here, but I also, guys, I really want to take the Giants. I'm not gonna, but it really feels like a game where every year CJ has a game where he just collapses. But usually 3 times he has that game where he loses them the game. He could just hand the ball to Montgomery, keep it simple, quick tosses to Dalton Schultz on 3rd and 3, get the first, keep moving, and he just starts doing dumb shit. Excuse my language. That's the only way I can put it. And I just feel like it's very winnable for the Giants. That said, I'm going Texans in an ugly one. 2017, Kaimi Fairbairn gets it done here, but the Giants put the fear of God in them boys. I think it comes just a little bit. But yes, Seth.
I was going to say real quick, I think you're right to the point of like he does do some outlandish stuff, but I think those are usually when he's outside and not in a dome. I'm a lean towards,
I think it's when he doesn't have the lead.
I mean that too. I could agree with that too. But I think the weather part plays a big factor. And I know, coming from Columbus, blah, 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 they played outside. No, we've seen what he looks like when it gets cold and nasty. He needs to be inside at all times. So
yeah. He got a little Tua in him when it gets cold outside. You know what I'm saying?
exactly.
So yeah, fair enough. Also, Lou, I do feel very bad for you because when I saw that trade, I was sick for the Lions. I couldn't believe it, to be honest with you. It's actually the same way I felt about Kenneth Walker. I could not believe that they let Kenneth Walker walk. No pun intended. I just could not believe it. But anyway, yeah, Lou, any last thoughts there on
No, I'm just going to say that, yeah, I wasn't happy about it, but I see why they did it. And from all the reports that I heard, he wasn't happy towards the end of last year because he wasn't the bell cow. You know, I mean, Jahmyr Gibbs is the guy. And rightfully so. I mean, he's a playmaker. And they ended up getting Pacheco, which I think is a good second option in the backfield, that being the Lions, which we'll talk about down the road, I'm sure, sometime. So that helps. So, but I think Montgomery's going to do good as the feature back. I think he's got something left to give in that Houston lineup, and I just think he's going to be too much for the Giants.
Yeah. I will save my rest of my Pacheco thoughts for that Lions preview. But Lou, right. I can't stand him. I can't stand him. I think he's such an overrated bad back. He had one decent year in Kansas City, and he's like somehow ridden on that. Like fantasy football, I wouldn't touch him. Real life betting, I wouldn't touch him to score. He will, he'll get in for his 3 touchdowns a year, but like I just don't. Fair. I don't know. Hey, we'll see. But Jahmyr Gibbs is the #1 draft pick right now on the majority of draft boards for fantasy football. So
that scares me.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie. It scares me though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right.
There's a lot of expectations out for him for sure.
Well, anyway, guys, Texans find a way to get this one done here. Giants just falling short on the road, and they're back on the road. Tough one here. You go all the way to Texas. You come back. You got a little bit of a break here, if you would. You got the 25th to the 8th, but you're at the Eagles. That said, big one here for the division. A lot of people think the Eagles are falling off a little bit. Some people are calling for Sirianni's coming to an end of his run here. We all know Jalen Hurts been getting all kinds of, he's not good. He's not this. He's not that. So a winnable one here, and quite frankly, one you need to win. Lou, do they find a way to get it done?
No. I'm one of the guys I've been a Jalen Hurts supporter since his college days. I think all the guy does is win. I mean, he won at Alabama. He went to Oklahoma. He won there. Yeah. I mean, not national titles, but they didn't win those because despite of him. And then he goes to Philadelphia. All he does is win a Super Bowl. I mean, he's a winner. And, it's one of those situations where you can't please the Philadelphia fan base and the media. They just drive me back crap crazy. And until he's not the quarterback, I'm always going to say that he's got a shot to take the Eagles deep in the playoffs. And, he's a playmaker, and I think he's going to make one too many plays at home against the Giants. And I think Philadelphia wins this one.
Yeah, I can agree with that too, Lou. I think this is another team just like how I alluded to the Commanders, this is another team that has a lot of expectation on them.
Yes.
And I feel like they feel like their backs against the wall, so they have to come out and, hit the ground running and make sure they get off to a good start. So give me the Eagles, but I am just a little curious on how this offense is going to look without A.J. Brown. I need to see what this pass offense looks like, and we can discuss further after that. But give me the Eagles for now.
All right. First off, Lou, I'm glad you said that. I have been a Jalen Hurts supporter since day one, and I'm right there with you, and I think some of the crap he gets is unreal. That said, does he have some bad throwing moments? Sure, but bro, he's still throwing the ball. Y'all ain't gonna like this, but look at the numbers. I mean, he's still throwing the ball like Bo Nix is, and y'all think Bo Nix is like coming down from the heavens. And I'm just saying, Bo Nix throws just as many balls in the dirt and just as many balls over the head as Jalen Hurts does, and just as many bad picks. So the difference is Jalen Hurts scores touchdowns every third drive. with his legs that, Bo might not do. So not to throw Bo under the bus, I'm just saying. I think that Jalen does get a little bit too much hate for his passing. I don't think it's as bad as the media likes to make it. But all that said, I'll take the Eagles here as well until the tush push gets eliminated or figured out. I don't have a choice. You have to, at home, you have to be able to physically beat Philly for me to confidently take you to beat them. And I just don't see it here. Like I said, not a complete enough team for me yet. They're in New York. So a win for the Eagles. Commanders, Giants rematch, prime time, November 12th. This one going down in New York this time. Seth, you said you were splitting last time. I think you gave it to the Commanders. Are you sticking with the Giants here, or are you going to pull back on what you said earlier?
No, give me the Giants. I think this is a splittable series game with them. So give me the Giants to win.
Is this a must-win game for the Giants if they lose the first one to the Commanders?
Yes. Sure, this is going to be a must-win game just after those two games we just got done talking about. So, yes.
All right, Lou.
Yeah, I agree. That's spot on. Great point, Seth, because they're going to be losing 2 straight games, and this is a winnable game at home. They've got to rebound at home because this is funny. As I said in the article, it is so weird. I call this the third quadrant or the third quarter of the year. As crazy as this sounds, to me, they could go 4-0 in this stretch very easily, or they could go 2-2 with a bounce here and there. But this is one that they've got to have. They don't win this, then the confidence starts to get shaky. So it's not a season breaker, but it is a must win. They've got to have this at home. Yes, give me the G-men.
All right. Well. I'm right there with you. I think this is a must-win game, and I did also take the Commanders to win the first one, so got to come off it here. And I took the Eagles with you guys to get the win before, so not a lot here for me to add, guys, other than I agree with everything they just said. It's a must-win game, and I think they do win this game here. So maybe they're not a playoff team for me, but they are good enough to split with the Commanders, and they were good enough to beat the Cowboys week 1, so don't give me too much crap here, Thunder or Cheddar. At this point, okay? But all that said here, now it's time to go on a run, but you got a tough Jacksonville team coming to town November 22nd, outdoors, maybe a little bit chillier than the Jags are used to, but nothing too crazy yet November 22nd. Jags, big question mark team, big expectations. Also for a lot of people thinking their rise is kind of already over and they're already right back down to who they were. I'm higher on the Jags. I think another year under these guys is big. I think Trevor is one of the most underrated quarterbacks you're going to find in the football league. And then additionally, I think Travis Hunter showed some really great stuff last year for the few things that, he got to play part in. And I do think overall he's going to be a massive factor here. They're just a good team. They got a good offense. They got a good defense. I think Cohen's a fantastic coach. We all gave him crap for his corny little meme, Duval. But, I like this guy, and I like this team. So, as much as the Giants need this game, I think Trevor gives it to him, giving me 27-23, Dart with a chance, and he falls short. I'll go Jags here. Seth, what are you doing?
This one's hard because I think the Giants are going to start picking up how Lou mentioned because they can go 4-0 in this stretch right here. But, like you mentioned, Riggs, I think Trevor Lawrence, Travis Hunter, I don't know who the backup running back is just because they got rid of Travis Etienne, but I think they have enough to push through at this point in time. So I think I'm going to go with the Jags, but it's close. I do like the close score.
Mr. Chris Rodriguez Jr., the ex-commander, is the back.
Okay. Got it.
Are you cool with that? Not cool. He had moments last year, but he was more of like a 2-week talked about, and then other than that, it was it. Yeah, he's
cool. I mean, he'll be more of like the power back. I see him more as a power back than anything. Not really too dynamic, but serviceable for what the Jaguars need.
Yeah, fair enough. Lou.
Well, I'll tell you what. I just this is one of those questionable games, in my opinion. Jacksonville looks so good, and I like both your points about Travis Hunter getting another year under his belt. I think this is the one game I think they are going to lose at home. I think Jacksonville is going to come up and surprise them and win this one. I don't know if it's a surprise, but anytime you get a road win is huge, and I think this is it for Jacksonville. The Giants are going to drop this one, I believe.
All right. I like it. We're feeling good here, guys. Hope everyone's doing well. Hope you guys are liking what we're saying. If you guys agree with us, disagree with us, let us know in the comments section. We are finding our full record predictions for each of us, so we'd love to hear your guys as well. So let us know below. Let us know if we're tripping anywhere too. We'll tell you you're wrong, but we'd love to talk to you about it. So drop those below. We are hopping on through, guys. Time to scroll on down here. We got the Colts, Niners, Seahawks, Browns, Cowboys, and Lions on the horizon here. Giants at the Colts, November 29th, 1 o'clock p.m. game here indoors anyway. Does not really matter from that point of view. I am not a Colts guy. I was in a debate like yesterday or the day before with someone talking crazy about the Colts, saying all these things about them, and I just don't get it. Guys, please, y'all can tell me if I'm wrong here. This ain't the Colts show, but they are not a good football team. I don't understand. If Jonathan Taylor doesn't run for 207 yards and 3 touchdowns, they can't beat anybody. I just don't understand why they're looked at as this great football team. I'm not going to go too deep here. I get that it's in Indy, so maybe it's a tough one, but the Giants need this bad if they are anywhere close to what I have said so far in the win-loss category. So I'm going to go Giants here. And I think they'll be dogs too. So if you guys are betting this game, take the dog. It's the Giants. Seth, what do you got?
Make it short and sweet. Give me the Giants on this one. I agree. I think the Colts are kind of in like a figure it out kind of mode, rebuild kind of mode. They just lost Michael Pittman to the Steelers. Thank God. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. And then still with the Daniel Jones injury, we don't know how long he's going to be out either too. So I think the Colts are going to be rebuilding, and give me the Giants.
Lou,
I'm going to make it unanimous. Give me the Giants. I think that this Indianapolis team is one of my enigma teams. I mean, they got to learn how to win, and they haven't done that yet. And I'm not a big oh gosh, I can't remember his first name. David Jones.
Daniel Jones.
Daniel Jones. Right. Well, I got the first 2 letters right. I'm not a big fan of his. Obviously, I can't even remember his first name. Right. So I think that's. I think the Giants just have a little too much. This is a big game for them on the road. Give me the Giants. I think they're going to win a road game here in Indianapolis to keep it going, keep their playoff hopes alive.
Yeah, D Jones. You can just call him D Jones right there, Lou. No one will even know.
There we go.
Mr. D Jones. He had a couple little moments last year, and I think people wanted to view it as like, oh, the resurgence like Sam Darnold had. And it's like, no. He had a couple moments, but he also had a running back going for 200 a game, folks, and 3 touchdowns. And then we were sitting here giving Daniel Jones all this credit. Look, he has his moments. He's a decent quarterback. But this whole thing of like, well, if Daniel's back, then they're going to be great. And if he's not back, then they suck. And it's like, guys, he's not that important. He does matter. He gives them the best chance to be good. But it's not like if Daniel Jones is back, I'm going to just jump ship on all the fades I'm going to do during these schedule predictions, fading the Colts and be like, well, hold on. Daniel Jones is back. I better change on my picks. No, I don't think he's that important. So right there with you, Lou. Not the biggest fan over here on my side either. But that said, a huge test here. This could fall in their favor here. It's December 6th. It's getting chilly. The Niners are coming all the way over here. This is damn near a 10 a.m. game for the San Francisco 49ers outdoors on a Sunday morning here. Seth, do the Giants win a massive one against what I think is going to be a desperate and needing to win 49ers team at this point in the season?
Wow, very desperate. That's interesting. But I did like how
not desperate, just they can't be losing in December. I think they're going to be like a 10-win team. So that's all I'm saying. Got it.
I did like how you talked about, them traveling over to New York, because depending on how their schedule falls that week prior, if they're doing more traveling than staying at home, because they're supposed to be the the team with the highest travel miles this year.
Mm-hmm.
So you might be onto some, Riggs. So I'm taking that into consideration. So I want to say yes to the Giants. May get this win, but I'll go with the 49ers, but give me the Giants with the points or the spread.
You know, and one thing we've noticed here, and Lou, I'll turn this into you here, but we've noticed that when you don't get a lot of pressure on Brock Purdy, he can punish you, and he can punish you quick. And we talked about Dexter Lawrence being out of here. This could be a struggle at this point in the year, pass rush wise, for the Giants. And I think if they give Purdy time here, I don't care if it's December 6th, that boy played at Iowa State. He ain't the problem. George Kittle he ain't the problem in the cold. So I guess, Lou, my question to you is, can they get enough pressure on Brock Purdy here to limit the offense here? Because I think if they give up 30 to the 49ers, I think this one's over.
Oh, yeah, they give up 30 to the 49ers. They're not going to win. There's no doubt about it. But this is one of those games. I know ifs and buts are candy and nuts. If this game was played in September, it'd be a definite win for the 49ers. I don't trust their health. Yeah. I just, I love Christian McCaffrey. I love him to death. That guy's been a workhorse. How is he going to be in December? How important is this of a game going to be for San Francisco? I mean, I've got the Giants winning this one, and I don't trust the health of their defense. I mean, Fred Warner, he's been dinged up for how many years now? And although I love the signing, I love the wide receiver signing, getting Evans. I really do like that, but I'm still not sold. I've given a full year out of Ricky Pearsall and Christian Kirk, I'm going with the Giants. They might be a home dog in this one. I'm going to take the Giants and the points. I think it's going to be they're going to be like a 3-point a home dog. Give me the Giants outright money line.
I feel like after this whole conversation, I'm just shooting myself in the foot here, but I'm taking the San Francisco 49ers. It is a long travel day, and there's a lot that lines up here. I think if you're in New York, you couldn't have really asked for this better. You're catching them in December. You're catching them in your house. This is about as much as you can ask. But here's the problem. I have to do every single schedule show, and I know when this rolls around on the San Francisco show, I'm going to have a hard time picking the New York Giants. So as much as in this moment, I want to say Giants, I have to be real with myself later on. Right. So I'm going to take the Niners, but this is a one-score game. I think it comes down to it. And quite frankly, I think we're looking at like a 24-20 game. Dart gets the ball. And if this offense is as good as people think it's going to be, then maybe they get it done. But I think they fall short here. I think the 49ers escape with a win. But Seth, all the way back to the travel, it scares me. 10 a.m. Yeah. Cold as hell in New York is not thrilling to me as a 49ers bettor. And Lou, I think you nailed it. I think the value pick here from a betting point of view is absolutely the Giants, because they will be a dog here unless the Niners are banged up anyway. And at that case, I wouldn't take the Niners anyway. So I'm right there with you. So anyway, guys, we're moving on through here. Big one with the Niners. These two saying the Giants find a way. I'll take San Fran. Then it's time to play the Super Bowl champs outdoors in Seattle, 4:25 p.m. December 13th. I'm going to keep this quick and easy, fellas. You guys don't get lost in the sauce with the Giants prediction. They ain't walking in here and beating these boys. The Seahawks are legit. People are already saying that, oh, they're not going back-to-back. They were a fluke. There's a man named Matt Stafford. Yeah, they already beat him. They ain't losing to Jackson Dart. I'm sorry. Anyway, next, W for the Seahawks, L for the Giants here. It's another loss for me. Lou, do they walk in and beat the Super Bowl champions?
No. I'll make it quick, just like you wanted, just like you did. I don't see it happening. It's going to be a hangover after that win against the 49ers last week at home. They're going to go into the 12th man. No, I just don't see it. Give me the Giants losing. I think Seattle, they're going to need this one. This is where the rubber hits the road. I mean, both teams need it. Don't get me wrong. But this is a home game. The 12th man. Give me the Seahawks.
Seth, you got that look on your face, bro. Oh, you're scaring me, bro.
Nah, bro, I'm with y'all. I'm with y'all. Give me the Seahawks. Give me Seahawks.
Okay, I thought you were gonna have a moment there. I was waiting for this is his moment. He's here. I was waiting for it.
No, I'll put that one in my pocket. I won't use that one.
All right, fair enough. All right, guys, Seahawks for a big win here. I think it's crunch time. You look at the last 3 games here on this. Well, I guess it's 4, right? Technically 4. 4 games here. You look at the last 4 games on the board. I think they need to win 3 of these. I mean, bare minimum 2 of these, depending on what you guys had happening so far. So let's start here with the Browns. Even though the Browns could find a way here, the Browns have beaten teams over the last few years because their defense was so good. They could keep it low enough. They could beat you 13-10, and you're like, damn, what just happened? How'd we lose to the Browns? But I don't really think that anymore. And this one's all the way here in New York. Unless one of you wants to jump in and take the Browns money line, let's just go Giants clean sweep. We all cool with that?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, sweet. Now, Lou, the moment of truth. 8:15 p.m., December 28th. Oh, baby, I can't wait for this game here at the Detroit Lions. Lou, just take it away. What you got?
Well, yeah, it may sound like a homer pick for me, as you can tell by my background there. It's a must-win game for the Giants, but they're not going to win. I think it just runs out there. Detroit, I think, all signs are pointing to them for a rebound. The window has yet to close for them, but this is a big game for Detroit because they finish on the road at Chicago and at Green Bay, 2 monster division games after this.
Mm-hmm.
Dan Campbell will not let them look past this one. This is one that I think it's a bigger must game for the Lions, if that's even possible. But no, the Giants aren't going to go in. They'll give them a run. Just let Detroit. It's what Detroit does. They don't put teams away. That's their history.
They don't put nobody away.
No, yeah. I mean, not very often. Only the Jaguars did they put away at home in the last 3 years. I think they were up 50-0 at halftime.
Welcome to being a Steelers fan, Lou. We feel you. Well, all right, we don't put anybody away ever.
No. So, I mean, that's just the way it's been. But I just think it's too much to ask for the Giants to go into Detroit and win this one, unless Detroit's injury riddled. But I think Detroit's on a mission this year to get back to the playoffs. Must win for them. Give me the Lions.
All right. Seth, what you got?
I'll go with Lou as well, and I'll stamp it with a big Jahmyr Gibbs and Jared Goff game. Lions get the win.
All right.
I know it's not the Lions show, but every time we talk Lions, I have to say it. I know to Seth, I'm a repetitive book here, but Jared Goff indoors is bettable for me, and Jared Goff outdoors isn't. So I got to look here at the Lions in this one. And Lou, I agree with you. This is a must-win game. And I do think that the Giants have a shot here. Every year we see the Lions, unfortunately, lose what feels like one of these December. We all kind of go, the Lions need it. The Lions are home. They should beat them. And then they screw around. And Dan Campbell, I like you, Brody. You start going for 2 and doing dumb shit, and you cost yourself the game. So I think the Lions win. But, Lou, I'm with you. This thing ain't going to be over till it's over. So,
no.
Yeah. Anyway, all right, guys. It's getting into the thick of it here. The Cowboys rematch from week 1. It's been a hot minute since they played each other. January 3rd, this one going down in Dallas. I think we can assume there's a world that this is a who goes to the playoffs game here. Same with the next week as well. But Cowboys and Giants should have similar records, similar seasons. We all had them taking game 1 there against the Cowboys. Lou, do the Cowboys get revenge here in week, I'm going to call it 16, even though I guess technically it's 17 with the bye. So game 16, what happens here, Lou?
Well, I've got the Giants coming into this game at 8-7. And so you're right. I love what you just said. This is a quasi playoff game in the Jerry Dome because I think both teams are going to need it, obviously. I don't know if the Cowboys will be 8-7. They might be 9-6 going into this one, but this is a huge game. And the Giants have to win to get in, and they're not going to do it. I think, again, I think Dallas is going to be a better team in late December, early January, whatever you want to call it. And I think the steam runs out for the Giants, and they're going to drop this one to go to 8-8.
Seth, big one here.
It is. I was wavering because I was like, I could see them splitting with the Cowboys, but you know what? I'm gonna go all in at this point. Give me the Giants to get the dub in the world.
I love it.
I think, like you said about the Cowboys, Lou, how their defense should be a lot better by this time. I think we'll see a big time Arvell Reese kind of showing by this time, and I think that defense is going to come together.
I like it.
Oh, bro, the sports better in me should not be saying this is a sweep over the Cowboys, okay? But the Cowboys hater in me could not like this more. Seth, I'm right there with you. This is not even a Jackson Dart, I trust you, brother. Now, that said, I do think that they get better as the year goes. I do think Arvell gets better, and I do think Harbaugh really starts to take this team over second half of the season. They start to buy in on who he is and what he is. I know Ashley gave him a lot of shit, but he's a good coach. Like him or don't like him, he's a good coach. So all that said, I think the Cowboys are frauds again. And Dak Prescott's going to have another chance to make a playoff push and do something in Dallas. They got, bro, their cheerleaders perform better than he does on a daily basis. Like, I just can't. So anyway, give me the Giants in a sweep as well with Seth, even though deep down I'm probably wrong. They're probably going 1-1. So anyway, we'll see what happens there. But the final game of the year, Lou, this would be 9 wins for you, and I guess maybe a prayer for a playoff berth. If you're the Giants, you're catching Philly in New York here. Big moment. I don't think Philly's going to be a 1-seed bye team, but you never know. This could be a Jalen Hurts-less game, but let's assume this game matters and both teams play, as we always assume. What happens here?
Well, that's just it. You hit the nail on the head. If this were played in the AFC, I think a Giants team that's 8-8 with a win would have a shot to get into the playoffs. But this isn't the AFC. This is the NFC. And it's the superior conference, at least record-wise, where 10-7 is at risk to get into the playoffs. With that being said, your point is well taken. What are the Eagles? What is their position going to be in? Are they going to be resting players? If they don't rest players, I think they beat the Giants. If they rest players, I think the Giants will win. Who knows? Maybe 9-8 will get you in. I could be wrong. Maybe everyone beats the hell out of each other in the NFC. I don't think 9-8 is going to get them in. Give me the Eagles to win this one, with the caveat that they're not sitting 70% of their starters. So give me the Eagles in this one. The Giants finish up 8-9.
You know, Lou, that is the second time 2 weeks in a row you and I doing shows that you mentioned that you think the NFC is a 10-win to get in and the AFC is actually more close to 9. And I know you're an NFC fan because of the Lions, but Seth and I are both AFC guys. And I actually feel like for the longest time, it's actually the opposite of that. I feel that 10-7 is what's needed for the AFC mostly to get in. Now, I don't think you're wrong. I'm just going to throw out there, I don't think 9 in the AFC gets you in either, to be honest with you. That's more of where I was going to go with that. You might be right. I think you're probably right. I don't think 9 wins really should be a playoff team anyway, to be honest. And if you are, you're going to draw a death stick. So it doesn't really matter generally. But that said, Seth, is this a win? And do you think if it was 9 wins, could this be a ticket in, or is 9 just not going to get it done?
Well, I mentioned to you earlier before we started the show that either the Giants could win this division or they're at least coming in second place. So I think, and depending on if they are resting players, mind you, the Eagles are resting players, I think the Giants can get this game and manage a playoff berth. So you know what? Give me the Giants, and I think they make it into a playoff. At least make it into the wild card.
Wow.
We'll see what happens after that.
folks, we'll talk futures here in just 2 seconds. But all that said, I'm going to do what Lou did, and I'm going to say if this is full team versus full team, because that's what we have to do here. If you think the Giants are stopping the tush push when it's snowing on January 10th, you're wrong.
Hey, it snows in New York.
It's going to be a game. Look, it's going to be a game, but you can't tell me that there's going to be enough offensive firepower here for the Giants to win this. The only way the Eagles lose this game is Jalen Hurts has one of his games that people want him out of there for. He has one of his 3 picks. Why are we throwing the ball? How does he drop that ball on the 1-yard line? If he doesn't have one of those games, dude, we already looked at it. Cam Scatterbo, honestly, on that leg, I find it really hard to believe he's fully healthy going into this week here. I just don't know how. Tyrone Tracy Jr. is next man up. That he ain't getting through the Eagles D-line. It's just not going to happen. Devin Singletary, his old ass going to be retired by week 18, week 17. So, bro, I don't see how the Giants win this team versus team. It's either injury-ridden, sitting, or just throw the game away if you're Philly. So I got to go with a win here as well for the Philadelphia Eagles. So that is it for the regular season, guys. Now I want to ask both of you. Seth, will come to you first since you've been a little more open about this. Will there be a playoff berth? Will it be an early exit of the playoffs if they do make it? And is there any chance that they are Super Bowl bound there in New York?
I'm going to just cut this question in half. Definitely a playoff berth. Definitely an early exit. Absolutely hell no Super Bowl bound. Get that out of here.
All right. Seth, final record prediction.
What I forget how I listed it, but I think I'm giving them at least, if not 10 wins, they get 9. So I'm going to go, was that 10-7 or 9 and was that 9-4, 9-8, or 9-8? My bad.
8. Yeah, 9-8. All right. So we got a 9-8 or 10-7. Seth, I'm going to make you round up to 10 because you call them a playoff team. So we're going to make you take the 10. You also had them sweeping the Cowboys. And I think you're going to have to call it a 10-win here season for Seth. But that said, Lou, your article's on sportsformedia.com. People can go check it out now. But Lou, if they haven't read the article yet, let them know your picks here. Playoff berth, early exit, Super Bowl bound, ?
No, and no. Early exit meaning they're not going to make the playoffs. I mean, they're on the right track, right? I mean, they're 4-13 last year, new coaching regime. It's going to take a little bit for John Harbaugh to get that going. I like the direction they're heading in. And again, I'm going to go back to what I said. That Dallas game is paramount. They're going to be 8-7 going into this one, and I just don't see them going down to Dallas and winning that. So that's going to be 8-8. I just don't see a 9-8 team. They may win against Philly, and I have them in the article going 9-8, but I just think they're a year away from getting into the playoffs. It's going to be close. I mean, I just don't see it. So 9-8 at best, more than likely 8-9, and they're a year away from making the playoffs.
Yeah, well, my quick answers to that are no, and no as well. I'm right there with you. I do think that they are a much improved team from 4-13 last year. I think their absolute floor should be 6 games. I mean, I think 6 is like the wheels kind of fell off. It didn't go how they wanted. Cam got hurt, wasn't ever back. And that was that. So I think at least 6, so they can expect better than last year. And honestly, I think they can double it. I think they could be an 8-win team. I feel relatively good about 8, but I really hit the brakes there. I just don't really see 9. I think 7 is more likely than 9, to be honest. So for that reason, I'm going to do that. But I will throw it out there, guys. Best bet in the article, and one of the best bets for all you looking for it, futures bets, Giants win total over under is 7.5. So we are taking the over here at the Sports Forum. So you guys can go ahead and take that -110 on both sides of that number. We are going with the 8. So there's that. Seth, final question for you, my man. Depending where you look, +300, +400, +500. Even if you really look around, I see +400 is the most common. Giants to win the division. You said first or second, but then you said 9 or 10 wins. So would you bet them to win the division?
No, I would more firmly on them coming in second place in the division. If they win it, then Harbaugh's got them on like a trajectory that we haven't seen before at this point. But I think second place would be right, or I would go second place.
Fair enough. All right, Lou, any final thoughts here on the 2026-27 New York Giants?
Well, like I said a few moments ago, I think they're going to be a better team. I like some of the picks that they made in the draft. The thing that worries me about the Jets is going to be their the Giants slip of the tongue there, Freudian slip. I worry about Malik Neighbors and Darius Slayton being able to be counted on for the whole year on the offensive side of the ball. Cam Scatterbo, I think, is going to be okay. I like Jackson Dart, but the other playmakers, I'm a little worried about if they've got to rely on them for a whole year. The defense will be better, but they still got to score points. And I just think they're a year away with Harbaugh to make the playoffs. I think they're going to fall just short. I love the over bet at 8 wins, but I think that's where they're going to get 7.5. Give me the over all day long. But I just think they're a year away, and they're going to be a better team to watch. And so that's kind of what I'm keeping my eye on.
Okay. There you go, guys. That is it for us. Over 7.5 wins is the final favorite bet of the crew here. Playoff berth. Seth says yes. Lou and I say no. None of us are putting a futures bet in other than maybe our guy Edward. Might go ahead and put one of them in, but probably not a good idea. Knicks, go ahead and enjoy your New York. Go ahead and enjoy your little Knicks trophy there. That's all you gonna get for the rest of the year in New York sports. So I guess, hey, the Yankees got a chance. Mets got a chance, right? Right, but not the Giants. So, guys, we will be back at it every single night this week, 6 p.m. Eastern time. Hope you guys can tap in. Make sure to give these guys a follow. Seth Douglas at SND Sports Media, Mr. Lou Gamlin at Real Captain Lou, and myself at Rig Sports Talk, Sports Forum at Sports Forum CO, and sportsforummedia.com. Lou's article on the Giants, every other team we've done so far, college football and NFL previews, and a lot more to come every day for you guys. So check it out, tap in. Appreciate you tuning in, guys. Take care, and we'll see you.